Most people completely misunderstand what it actually means to register a company in Samoa, and because of that misunderstanding, they either assume it is a secret offshore shortcut used only by big corporations, or they assume it is too complicated and irrelevant for real entrepreneurs. But here is the surprising truth that almost nobody explains clearly at the beginning. When people say Samoa LLC, they are usually referring to an international company structure formed under the jurisdiction of Samoa, which operates under offshore corporate legislation designed for international business activities. And if you don't understand that early, you can easily make decisions that affect banking eligibility, compliance obligations, tax classification, and even whether your business structure is accepted by global partners. But before we get into the technical steps, let's slow everything down and understand why Samoa is even part of global business conversations. Because registering a company in Samoa is not just paperwork. It is part of a wider offshore structuring system used by international entrepreneurs, consultants, investors, and digital business owners who operate across multiple jurisdictions. Now imagine someone like Michael. Michael is a 36-year-old entrepreneur from Miami, running an online consulting business that serves clients in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. At first, everything runs smoothly. He invoices clients through standard platforms. He uses his local business registration. And everything feels simple. But as his business grows, something changes. International payments become inconsistent. Certain platforms require more detailed business verification. And some clients request invoices from a neutral international entity instead of a domestic one. Michael starts feeling the friction of cross-border business. And that is when he first hears about Samoa. At first, it sounds unusual. He has never heard anyone in his network talk about it. But the more he researches, the more he sees references to offshore company structures designed for international business flexibility. And this is where things begin to get confusing. Because most online information either oversimplifies offshore structures or makes them sound overly complicated. So Michael does what most entrepreneurs do. He keeps digging. And eventually, he discovers that Samoa offers international company formation options designed for non-resident business owners operating outside the local economy. But here's where things get interesting. Michael is not alone. Every year, entrepreneurs exploring offshore jurisdictions run into the same confusion. They assume offshore means anonymous or instant. But in reality, offshore company formation is still structured, regulated, and documentation-based. So let's break everything down step by step in a way that actually makes sense. First, you need to understand what a Samoa LLC really is in practical terms. It is typically an international company registered under Samoan offshore corporate laws, used for global business operations rather than domestic trading. It is not meant to operate inside Samoa's local economy. It is designed for international use cases such as consulting, holding companies, digital services, and cross-border transactions. Now, let's introduce Sarah. Sarah is a digital entrepreneur from California running an online education platform. She serves students globally and earns revenue from multiple countries. She hears about Samoa as a possible jurisdiction for structuring her international income. But when she begins researching, she quickly realizes there is more structure involved than she expected. And this is where most beginners feel surprised. But here's the problem. Offshore does not mean unregulated. It means internationally structured under a different legal framework. And that changes everything. So let's walk through the real journey. The first step in registering a Samoa international company is choosing a registered agent. You cannot typically incorporate directly on your own. You must work through an authorized corporate service provider who handles the formation process. Now Michael hits his first realization. Even offshore structures require intermediaries and formal procedures. Once the agent is selected, the next step is choosing a company name. The name must be unique, compliant with naming rules, and approved before registration. It cannot conflict with existing entities, or include restricted terminology. Now Sarah experiences her first shift in perspective. Even something as simple as naming requires legal approval. And this sets the tone for everything that follows. Once the name is approved, the next step is preparing incorporation documents. These usually include shareholder information, director details, and the company's intended business activities. And this is where Daniel enters the story. Daniel is a freelance software developer from New York building a global SaaS tool. He assumes offshore incorporation will be quick and minimal. But when he sees the documentation requirements, he realizes that even offshore companies require structured compliance. And this is where many entrepreneurs begin to slow down and rethink their assumptions. Because offshore structures are not shortcuts. They are frameworks. But here is the insight most people miss. The real purpose of jurisdictions like Samoa is not local business activity. It is international business structuring for non-resident companies. So once documents are prepared, the next step is submission through the registered agent. This is where the company is officially filed for incorporation. And depending on processing times and document accuracy, approval can be relatively fast compared to many onshore jurisdictions. Now Michael feels a sense of progress. His company is officially registered. But here is where the illusion breaks. Because incorporation is not the final step. It is only the beginning of operational setup. After incorporation, you receive official company documents, such as a certificate of incorporation, share structure records, and corporate registry details. But then comes the next critical phase. King. And this is where things often become more complex than expected. Opening a corporate bank account for an offshore entity requires full due diligence. Banks and financial institutions must verify the business purpose, ownership structure, and source of funds. They are required to comply with international financial regulations and anti-money laundering standards. And this is where Daniel makes a mistake. He assumes incorporation alone guarantees banking access. But without clear documentation and a structured business explanation, his application faces delays. Michael takes a different approach. He prepares detailed documentation explaining his business model, client base, and expected transaction flow. And because of that, his process is smoother. And this creates a key lesson. In offshore structures, clarity is not optional. It is essential. But here is where things become even more strategic. Why do entrepreneurs consider Samoa in the first place? Because offshore jurisdictions can offer flexibility for international operations, especially for businesses that do not require physical presence in a specific country. They are often used for consulting businesses, digital services, holding structures, and cross-border intellectual property management. Now let's zoom out. Because what is really happening here is not just company formation. It is global business structuring. And once you understand that, everything becomes more logical. Every requirement serves a purpose. Every document supports verification. And every step ensures legal and financial transparency. Now Sarah begins to see her company differently. It is no longer just an online business. It is a structured international entity operating across jurisdictions. And that changes how she approaches clients, contracts, and payments. But here is the final insight that ties everything together. Registering a Samoa international company is not about secrecy or shortcuts. It is about creating a legally recognized structure for international business activity. And once you understand that, the entire process becomes clear instead of confusing. So if you are considering registering a company in Samoa, you now understand the real journey. There is no instant, offshore shortcut. There is a structured process involving registered agents, name approval, incorporation documentation, legal filing, and banking compliance. But you also now understand something even more important. This system is not designed to create mystery. It is designed to create structure for global business operations. And once you align with that structure, offshore jurisdictions stop feeling like hidden loopholes and start functioning as strategic tools. Because in international business, the real advantage is not secrecy. It is structure, clarity, and execution. And if you found this guide helpful and want more deep breakdowns of global company formation, offshore structures, and real-world international entrepreneurship, explained in a simple and practical way, make sure to subscribe for more guides like this. Because the more you understand these systems, the more confidently you can build across borders. And in global entrepreneurship, confidence always starts with clarity.